how do we avoid being stressed out on set? Or how do we manage
Great
stress
question.
levels? How do we manage stress levels?
Well, I think
50-cent bouncy balls
I was
from a quarter machine.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Those are
and the
key.
pinball machines.
Yes.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Uh-huh.
How long between takes when we're like setting up a new lighting? Because that's
Enough for
when
me
we're
to
setting
play
up like
a
the
lot
next
of pinball.
scene. A lot of pinball. Okay.
Yeah.
to actually get the high score.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no,
How do you like manage that? Because like everybody's looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you or whoever, you and probably the assistant director or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
when is this next? When is this gonna be done? When are we gonna get rolling again? And you're like, no, a little to the left, no, a little back to the right. Like, how do you keep people like, hey guys, bear with me for another 10 minutes? Like we're almost there. Like how do you handle those situations?
I feel like I got to give a lot of credit to my assistant director, Liza Vath. She did an amazing job, kind of help ground me, actually, which the thing is, like, when you're getting stressed on set and everything's chaotic and you're the director, you're kind of the ringleader of this whole chaotic thing. To have someone be able to ground you is the first step to being able to ground the situation as a whole. And for this film in particular, it was just little things like being like, hey, like, do you need water? Or like, hey, I noticed we're running behind. Here are some suggestions on like what we could cut or kind of, combine, in terms of shots and everything. And then, I mean, from there, that's really how you kind of manage it.
I was gonna say, is that what you look for, like when you're deciding on who's gonna take on the role of assistant director? Is like somebody that, like, what are you looking for in what would complement you? Is it like, are you somebody that, I don't know, your creative process? Are you somebody that's like, I'm very anal about time and this thing? Or are you someone that's like, no, we need to do a million takes because I want to see every possible thing, and then you have to have someone else who's the time person? Like, how does that work for you, or how did it work in this case, I guess?
Well, I think for me, I definitely am like kind of a filmmaker and a creative whose mind moves a lot faster than like we physically can maneuver everything around. And so it's like, I'm coming with all these ideas, and I want to move the camera here, and then I want to move it there, and I want to try out all this different stuff. But yeah, just kind of to have someone to be like, hey, take a sec. Let's actually get this shot like good, and then we'll kind of focus on the other stuff that follows. I think, that's definitely.
It's good to have that balance, though, right? You have to have somebody that's like, if somebody, I used to work with a buddy of mine who he went to UWM too. We would work on film projects all the time, and he was amazing. Like, he was a great cinematographer. Like, he knew what he wanted, but he would get really into like, let's just do another take. Let's do one more. Can we just do one more? I want to turn it like just a little. I need a little bit of a glare from the. And I'm like, dude, we have done 50 takes of this. We still have 20 more shots to get to, and we have an hour and a half. So I was like, that person's leaving soon, so we need to just let's go. And like, we had to have that back and forth though, because otherwise I would probably speed us through. And we would miss stuff. So it's good that he was always pulling the other direction. But you kind of have to have that balance, that tug of war there between, somebody that's like, all right, let's get to the next thing, and someone else that's like, well, I want to push this creatively as much as we can. So. Yeah,
and I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, ultimately, being decisive is the greatest tool in any creative endeavor, because you can spend all day just thinking. But yeah, being able to like confidently take an action forward, but. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess like I'm curious to hear from you guys, because I mean, as long as it's been and everything, like, do you feel like it was a fun time being on set, like in between takes?
For sure.
Absolutely.
I know there's a lot of stuff, getting thrown around.
I think it was really nice, especially having Liza be the AD, because you were so focused on so many other things that we could go to her and be like, all right, what do we need for this next shot or for this next scene? Like, what's happening? So that way we're not coming to you and being like, hey, I know you're juggling like 6 different things at once, but you need to inform us. So it was really nice to go to her and be like, all right, what do we need? What are we looking for? And also to have someone to like help us in that downtime to be like, all right, what do we need to like get ready for this next part?
Right. And the whole question being, how can you make like set less stressful? I think from an actor's perspective, there's very little that I can control when it comes to, moving equipment and adjusting a light. And like the best thing I can do is stand on my mark and look exactly where my eye line is, so they can maneuver things as they need to. But the best way that I can not make set stressful is just to prepare, have my lines memorized and have choices made that I want to explore but be open to direction. Like there's a lot of acting that is just preparation, so that when you get to set, you aren't making us reset and calling for line and
Yeah, because if you have the foundation of you've done all the prep work, I know exactly, like, you can basically inhabit the body of whatever character you're playing. Then when you get there, if things in the now physical space change, or the director has an idea or whatever, you already have this baseline. So like you're
Right.
already standing on that foundation. It's like, okay, if you throw something at me, I can catch that now. Whereas if you were
Right.
juggling, trying to remember something in the back of your, what's the line, like whatever, and you're
And we're-
making some weird face now, and now the dog starts barking, you're like, fuck, I can't remember my name. What am I supposed to say? Like,
and when we just did the scenes and the takes where we were just talking, like that's not something that anyone else can control except the actors.
Yeah.
Of, okay, it's just us doing as we've rehearsed and as in the moment what comes to us.
Yeah.
And the best way that I can make sure that set is running smoothly is to just nail it.
yeah.
Especially when it's setting up for those shots takes a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. If we're not utilizing our time to be best prepared, if we start rolling takes and then it's line, what do I say again?
Yeah.
Then we're just wasting time.
Yeah, honestly. And then now that's going to take even longer, and when we do get done with that, we got another half an hour to an hour before the next scene, and you know, so goes so on.
Yeah, I mean, it's important time is, the most important thing on set, especially in a production like this where it was kind of so shoestring, and like we were just, able to utilize, Damien's goodwill of letting us really kind of have the keys to the laundromat, for the time we did, and, just not wanting to take advantage of that, but make the most of it,
Thanks for watching that last video, guys. Click right over here to see the episode in its entirety, or click over here to subscribe and check out all the other cool shit we have on the channel. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Do it.